actually remember the last time I filmed a makeup tutorial on my YouTube channel, but today is the day. I'm really happy with my skin at the moment after so many years of acne troubles, and I'm also really happy with my makeup routine. Found a great bunch of products that don't irritate my skin, don't break me out, and yeah, some products that don't irritate my eye eczema either. So I thought I'd film my makeup whilst I have a little chat to you guys. Just going to apply some SPF to start. I've nearly finished this. I'm trying to use it all up. I feel like I've got too many SPFs on the go at the moment, and it is raining today, but it's still important to wear your SPF every single day to protect your skin from the sun. I'm also going to be filming a little hair tutorial at the end of this video, so if you want to see how I kind of style it with my Dyson, stay tuned. My foundation at the moment is quite light. It's a powder, and so I've really been liking going in first with a bit of cream concealer. This one's from NARS. It's the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I use the shade Chantilly. I've nearly finished it now. Absolutely love NARS concealers, and I use this double-ended Bobbi Brown concealer brush. It's got like a more dense end and a kind of loose end for covering all types of spots. And my skin is so good at the moment, I really can't complain. I've got like a tiny bit of scarring on my chin and left over from a rosacea flare up, but apart from that, I think my skin's the best it's been looking in so long, and I can only put it down to exercising more. I don't know if that impacts your skin. I have no idea actually. If you guys know, let me know. And also this foundation I've been wearing, I guess because it's less heavy and like a mineral foundation, it's just been doing wonders for my skin. Oh, also I feel like I've just got a really great skincare regime at the moment. I've been using a new kind of like collagen and hyaluronic acid like treatment every day. I feel like that's really helped. If you want me to talk about that, I can add that into a weekly vlog. But the foundation I've been using is from Bare Minerals, and it is their original powder foundation, and it's a mineral. Apparently you can sleep in it. I wouldn't do that, but I tapped some into the lid. Actually, this isn't the brush that goes with it, it's just a Bare Minerals foundation brush. Swirl it around, tap off the excess and buff it into my skin, and after using this consistently for about a month, my skin just looks great. So I'm definitely going to continue using it. It does such a great job of kind of evening out my skin tone and covering any redness or scarring without looking like I'm wearing product. So it's very natural looking. If you like looking like you're wearing makeup, then you're probably not going to like this, but it's just so beautiful. In fact, a couple of years ago we went on holiday and it was really sunny, and my husband wasn't wearing SPF and he got a little bit sunburnt, and I buffed some of this into his skin, and it completely took all the redness away, but you could not tell that he was wearing any makeup. I remember we were out with his dad and his dad was like, "Oh, I thought you were looking a bit red earlier, but you don't anymore." And it was because of this. So here it is with, and here it is without. I don't know, you probably can't even tell the difference. It just really evens out my skin tone, and the more you kind of buff it in, the more it kind of blends and airbrushes your skin. So it does take a little bit longer, but yeah, I just love it. And if this is why my skin has been looking great recently, then wow, mineral foundation, I would like to look into that a bit more. Next, I always go in with brows, and I've been using this HD brows pencil. You can like sharpen it to kind of like a point. Let me show you the sharpener because it's really weird. Yeah, this sharpener is so weird. I love it. So you can like sharpen it like upwards into a point. I don't know if you can see that, and it makes it nice and sharp. So you can get a very like precise. Can you see that little tip? Love it. And I actually don't know what colour. Oh, I use the shade black because my eyebrows are quite dark compared to my hair. Just use kind of like light strokes so it doesn't look too obvious. Gone a bit overboard with this brow. Also, when I do my brows and before I put any eye makeup on, I do look like they look way too heavy, but then as soon as I do the rest of my makeup, they kind of look alright. So please ignore how dark they're going to be looking at the moment. Oh, this brow has not gone well. I actually haven't had my brows threaded or like waxed or done anything in about, I'd say actually this year. So I'm kind of just letting them grow out a bit and seeing what they do. But I do feel like I need this kind of tiny tip here taken off so it's a bit more rounded. Eye primer. This is from Urban Decay. I stopped using this for a couple of years because I started getting eye eczema, but I'm using it again and it hasn't irritated my eyes, and it is just the best primer ever for making your eyeshadow not crease. Like, I think I have quite greasy eyelids. They always like crease halfway through the day, but with this they don't. So I do want to use my cream eyeshadows today, but I need a base, so I'm going to be using this palette from a brand called Me. I hadn't heard of this brand before, but this was sent to me, so I'll leave a link to it down below. It's really pretty actually. They've got really nice creamy pigmented shadows in. This is the shade Cosmos Moon Shimmer. I'm going to take the pale shade just as a base. This is not a necessary step. I just really like adding a little bit of like a lighter colour on my eyes before I go in with darker ones, because I feel like it gives it something to blend into. And this colour, let me zoom in. Yeah, this colour is really pretty. So I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown cream shadow stick in the shade Smoky Topaz. Kind of just apply that over my eyelid like that. I'm just going to buff that out. I just really love these Bobbi Brown cream eyeshadows. I think they're so beautiful, so easy to wear. There's loads of matte and loads of different shimmer ones, and oh, I just love this. So beautiful. It makes it so easy because they're quite blendable, but they also last all day, but you do have to work quite quickly. So one eye at a time. Like, literally that's all I could need, and I could be done already, but I'm not going to be done yet. Taking it underneath as well. I finished a book last night and I can't stop thinking about it. It was called Our Wives Under the Sea, and it was about, sorry, I'm just going to take some of this dark kind of blackish brown and just blend that out underneath my lower lash line. Yeah, her wife's like a marine biologist and she goes on a submarine for a work thing, and the submarine goes missing for 6 months, and then when she comes back she's not quite the same. It's described as like a gothic horror fairy tale story, and I can't stop thinking about it. In fact, I kind of said to myself I was going to have to stop reading it before bed because it was really making me feel claustrophobic. I'd read it before bed every night and then I wouldn't be able to sleep. Like, I actually haven't slept in about a week properly since I've started reading this book. And it is scary, but it's not particularly like horrifying, so I don't know why it got in my head and under my skin quite so much. But yeah, I finished it last night and I'm still thinking about it. A lot of unanswered questions, and I think the reviews are a little bit like, some people love the book, some people hate it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it has affected me in a way that a book hasn't in quite a long time. Cool, so I've just put a tiny bit of the shade Mica in the centre, and it's kind of like a more champagne-y shade, adds a little bit more vibrance. And I'm going to take like an angled brush and this dark shade again and just kind of put that on the lash line to define that a bit. So I'm about to start a new book, I think today, and I've chosen what it's going to be already because I've seen loads of people talking about that new programme on Apple TV. I think it's called Silo, and or is it called Wool? I can't remember. Anyway, it was based on like a post-apocalyptic dystopian book of the same name. The series is called the Wool Trilogy, but the first book is called Silo. And I love a dystopian book, and I love watching a TV or a movie after I've read a book. So yeah, I'm going to start that next, so I'm really looking forward to it. Have you guys read it? Let me know. A friend read it and said it was great. And if you have any other like dystopian, thriller, post-apocalyptic books recommendations, do let me know because I am obsessed. I recently read one called The Last One at the Party, which was really good actually. I have thought about that a lot since I finished it. Lashes curled, and for mascara I think I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Legendary lashes. I was using the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift, I don't know where it's gone, but it really transfers onto my eyelids throughout the day, even with eye primer on. It's like the formula of the mascara itself just doesn't work with me, so I'm really sad about that, because the brush was great and it did really lengthen my lashes. But this one's great too. That's one coat. Oh, okay, I've been a bit haphazard with that and it has smudged underneath quite a bit, but I'm not mad about it, I don't really mind. Concealer, it's got to be NARS again, my Radiant Creamy Concealer. I think I've been through about 30 of these since I first discovered it. I just use that underneath my eyes and it really brightens things up a little bit. I read another dystopian post-apocalyptic book. It was called The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I think it's a film as well. I haven't seen the film. I'm not sure what I thought about that. I'm not a massive fan of Cormac McCarthy's writing, so I think I might have given that like a 3 or a 2. It was graphic and gory, things that I like in a book, but yeah, I'm just not a massive fan of his writing. And one of my favourite kind of dystopian books is called Bird Box. You've probably heard of the Netflix like movie version with Sandra Bullock in it. Anyway, I read the book years before the film came out and absolutely loved it. Bronzer and contour, I'm going to be using Benefit's Hoola. Also, there was an amazing book that I loved, and it was going to be a trilogy, and I still haven't read the final book in the trilogy because I can't quite, like, I remember loving the book but I can't remember what really, like, the details of the characters in the first and second. But what was it called? It was called A Lovely Way to Burn, I think was called the first book, and I'm pretty sure it was a zombie apocalypse kind of type book but set in the UK. And the first book followed a female character who like survives this apocalypse, and the second book I think follows a man who then meets the woman on her journey. Saying that out loud, the concept sounds very, very similar to The Last One at the Party. But yeah, I think I'm going to reread that soon, actually, this year. I don't really like rereading a book. I feel like it's a waste of time, but I loved that book so much, and it'd be interesting to see if I still loved it as much as I first did, but especially so that I can read the third book in the series, because yeah, I really want to do that. I'm just contouring my nose. I've actually gone way too heavy with the contour. Also, one thing that I absolutely love doing when I'm doing my makeup is taking some of the contour shade that I use and just sweeping that into the crease of my eye just to tie the whole look together. Oh, I just like, yeah, this side now, it just looks so much better when the whole look is tied together. And also blusher. I was going to use my favourite blusher. It's from Bobbi Brown. It's the Pot Rouge in Powder Pink. Oh my god, I love this so freaking much. It looks a bit gross, but I'm actually going to use a MAC blush. This is called Melba. I've had this a little bit too long. I really like the colour of it. It's like a peachy pink. I just think it really suits my pale skin, and also because I wanted to show you that this also to tie your makeup look together, even though like it looks a bit too scary to wear as an eyeshadow, it actually, like, yeah, again, just draws the whole look together. I love it. I'm not happy with my brows, so I'm going to go in with some Benefit Gimme Brow. Just brush that through a bit. And I'm going to go in a tiny bit more with that shimmery Bobbi Brown shade. I'm going to use a Kiko lip liner. This is in the shade 402, and it's like a twist up one, which is so handy. A little bit of lip balm, Elizabeth Arden. I mean, I could just go out like that probably. What do I want to wear on my lips? Oh my god, I've missed it. I've missed so many steps. I'm just going to put a little bit of highlighter on. This is from Beauty Pie. Oh, I forgot I had a cup of tea and I haven't drunk it. Cold tea is not the one. And then I normally put a tiny bit of powder on, but I don't think I need it. But I am going to put some setting spray on. The only one I use is Urban Decay. I still haven't put a lipstick on. Might be a bit too bright. Maybe some of this. Some Clinique Chubby Stick. This is for cheeks, but I do like quite putting it on my lips as well. Lovely. Tie the whole look in, you know. Cool, so that's my makeup done. Now I need to go and do my hair because it's looking not great, and then I'll come back. So I washed it this morning and I am going to heat protect. I've been using and loving the GHD styling range recently. This is the Bodyguard Heat Protect Spray. Give it a brush. I'm also going to try this Sleek Talker from GHD. I haven't tried this before, but it says it's a styling oil that you apply to damp hair. And I'm probably going to skip through a lot of this, but if you want a full tutorial, do let me know and I can film that for you. But I use the thicker barrels on the Dyson. And then just take the curl out. I don't pin it, that would take me way too long. I'm too lazy for that. So yeah, I just do that all the way around. Okay, so I've curled my whole head and then I'm going to do my fringe. So I just clip everything back and I've put the round kind of bristle brush attachment on. I'm going to give it a little spritz. I put it on and I first go kind of under and then I go over and kind of dry it like that. So I'll show you that bit first. And then it will look like this. It looks a bit silly. So then what I do is I take this side and I kind of go, I'll go like over again and then down to the opposite side and curl it in at the edge, and for some reason it just works. And then it will like be perfect. I actually need a bit of a fringe trim. I think this is getting quite long, but it just ends up the perfect shape. So now I'll do the same on the other side. What I then do, and then brush it out. And I like to add a tiny bit of serum, so I'm going to be using the JVN Shine Drops. And this just makes my hair so shiny. Don't know if you can see that now. Perfect. And these curls will last me a couple of days. I think I'm just very lucky to have hair that holds a curl and that is naturally quite thick. And then also if I'm feeling fancy, I might sometimes kind of pull this top bit back and kind of back comb it, but I can't be bothered to do that now. So this is the finished look. Yeah, this is a very typical kind of daily, everyday makeup for me. I do tend to go a bit heavier on the eyes just because I really enjoy that look. I hope you've enjoyed learning about some of my favourite products at the moment and also some of my favourite books. I hope the hair bit was helpful as well. Again, do let me know if you want that in a little bit more detail. If I stand up, you can see kind of what the kind of ends look like, but super soft, kind of just like loose curls. So if you want to see any other looks from me, if you want to hear me talk about any other books, do let me know. I will leave a link to all products down below in the description box. And yeah, love you guys lots. Ah.